Kevin De Bruyne has announced that he's leaving the club in the summer. First of all, your reaction?
Sad day. A happy day for the fact that the pleasure personally that we live, or I live this time with him. What he gave us, all of us, his humanity, and of course, don't necessarily tell his influence in our success in the last decade. That will be impossible to imagine, without him. And it's a day because, of course, it's part of us. He's leaving. So when Vincent left, or Sergio left, or David Silva left, and these players have been contribution, and I will say more names. So these example 3. Of course, it's a time that, it's a sad day. So, but still we have 10 games and hopefully 11 and 6 games at home that we can enjoy with our fans, and he will get, I'm pretty sure, the love and the recognition that all of us, fans, of course, that he deserves.
Where does he rank in terms of players you've managed, but also within Premier League history?
I think I've been involved in, I read today or yesterday, 280 goals in terms of goals and assists in the Premier League. So the Premier League is one of the greatest midfielders I ever play in this country, and I think that this club is no doubt about. Always when you say is the greatest, not the greatest, so it's always have to be careful for respect for the, players who play main roles and incredible players that play for the last, 20, 30 years in this club. But come on, there's no doubt he's one of the greatest, for sure, because of his consistency, except the last year and a half, that I had injury problems, and the consistency, and in important games and not important games, and every 3 days being there all the time. So that is no doubt.
Finally, for me, does it feel like the right time? He's out of contract in the summer. It feels like the squad is getting a refresh. He's obviously had a few injuries to deal with as well. Does now feel like the right time?
The most important that he feels good right now. I think we spoke recently, lately, that he had problems, and now he feels finally, because after the surgery he had in the hamstring, had the problems here in other part of the body, but now he feels, step by step, he feels ready. His decision is made, and of course, for all of us, we wish him, to Michelle, the kids, mom and dad, so absolutely the best.
Hi, Pep. 10 years you spent here at the club. You've spoken a little bit about the impact that he's had on the club, those who have played with him, the fans. What have you learnt from him as a human being?
His assists, his goals, his vision in the final third that is so difficult to replace. Because it's not, everyone can make actions, 2 actions of assists, but during how many years and how many games, that makes him unique. At the end, this is a business. The players have to perform well, the manager have to perform well, and we know that any person, can discuss that his performance during this decade have been outstanding. So we won a lot of trophies, and have been involved in every single one. So that's why always, I think we remember him he's part of this club. I think in his statement he has done in the club, he said to him, the doors are open for the rest of his life. So whatever we want to do here in our part, so it's part of the family of this club. So the impact of some players transcend just even what you have done on the pitch. So, and Kevin is one of them.
In terms of that, and particularly the leadership role that he's had, the impact he's had on the players coming through the academy, how hard will it be to replace that?
Listen, he was a leader in terms of not in the vocal, I would say in the locker room or something in impact. His leadership was proving, on the pitch, doing that. And of course the impact for the new players and when came up in the last years from the academy or the new players from another clubs. He has son in the training sessions and in the games, and he's a guy who enjoys playing football, so he likes. You see it, when they play and when can make and his generosity has never played there, and think it was better than the other ones. It always was humble in that terms, and yeah, it's what it is.
Pep, do you know yet when he will leave? Will he be part of the squad for the Club World Cup, or will he leave at the end of the Premier League season?
It's a good question. I don't know. I think he has to decide. You have to talk, because now with the World Cup is a new, the expired contract legally. If he, hopefully can continue playing football in other places, and it depends on the risk, playing there for the contracts or injuries or the future. So honestly, I don't know. I think the club has to talk to him, or he has to say what he want to do.
Would it be a fitting end to his City career, though, to go to the United States with you, to be part of that City team playing in what is a hugely historic tournament?
Of course. Of course, it's the first time you play this competition, and at the end of the first 3 games, he's still under contract, I would say. We finished 30 June, but after that, if we go through, I don't know. So I cannot answer, because his answer for, I think Kevin has to tell, and after that as well, for the fact that the future, is legally can be possible or not.
Just finally then, obviously there is a game this weekend, it's a big game, the Manchester Derby as well. How are you preparing for the game? I mean, how is the squad in terms of shape? How have everyone come through Wednesday? How are you feeling ahead of that match?
No, good. So last 2 games we were good, and hopefully we continue the last 8 games in the Premier League, and yeah, prepare today. The people rest, and tomorrow we're going to prepare the game.
Pep, on Kevin again. Time is obviously a sensitive matter to all of us, but especially for sportsmen, the careers are so short. I imagine that for him, it must be hard to say goodbye, to make this decision. Have you had conversations with him about it? And if you could share a bit of...
No. It was nice. So I think always we had a special relation. Kevin's a special person, a special player. So in a special person, special player, I be treated in the special way. And of course, we had a conversations with that, of course. So it's 1 decade. So do you know how many games together, how many meetings, how many training sessions, how many good moments, bad moments, how many hugs, how many shouts, how many, it was involved in 1 decade. Except the day off, except international breaks, except the holidays, every single day we were together. So when thinking now will be over, so come on. So we will not be... What should happen if you are not a fact? So it's an emotional moment. Always with Sergio, for example, and it was not easy for me to tell him that no continue, because there are players that have done that club like we is right now, and these situations is always so difficult because the emotions are there, they are involved, because they give us too much. So everybody knows that. Can you imagine the way we played, some moments and some seasons incredible, nice and attractive without Kevin? When Leroy or Raheem running behind, or the moments for Sergio in the pockets, and when we drop in, or Gabriel, or all the strikers there, they were benefit for the talent, the skills from Kevin. So in the amount, so 280 involved, goals and assists, is huge. And seeing that, of course, we are going to enjoy the last 2 months here together. So, but of course, it's emotionally tough. It's difficult.
Pep, just thinking of some of Kevin's best parts of his Man City career, I always think the end of the treble season when he was playing with that hamstring injury for so long. Do you think that's one of his kind of best areas, and what your kind of fondest memories of his time here?
Well, I should remember, but listen, when all of us we arrived, he was here, so he's the oldest one. It was before when I arrived, and John arrived by the first Gundo or all the players. So it's all that to take now and refresh in one decade. What is the best moments? I would not say which one. So have been many. So, and that is nice. So now is the impact, you know, to make a publicly decision. But we remember with a big smile and the pleasure that we could share all together with especially our fans. You know how much last game, you know, when we scored against Plymouth, he had the goal. How the people sing is still there. You know, people here in England, especially, not that in this club, in England, recognize incredible well. Like I think any other country recognize really, really well the players that have given something unique. I think that have been on the pitch and off the pitch incredible, respectful, polite with the referees, polite with the opponents, with everything. So it is immaculate what he has done in many sense on and off the pitch. So, and this you remember forever. So, and I'm pretty sure there are parties I like, you know, to announce, you know, in these days because he can, you know, say bye in the way that he deserves.
And the club have commemorated players like Vincent and David with statues in the past. Do you think that's something that the club will look to do with Kevin?
Listen, I don't know, but I will bet a lot of money that is going to happen. That's for sure. But I don't know. But of course, come on, he deserves to be in this level.
Hi, Pep. Were you surprised by the news? Were you expecting it?
I knew it.
But when did you know that he was?
Yeah, days ago.
Sorry?
Days ago.
Days ago. But was there a point this season when you thought he
No.
might be closer?
It's not for one day for another one. It's not wake up in the morning and said Kevin's going to extend the contract or Kevin extend the contract. It's not about that.
And do you still think he has the ability and the fitness to keep playing at the highest level beyond this season?
I wish, for the tip of my heart, I wish. I want to be happy. I want to make him happy, and he played the last years. He's going to make 34 years old soon, so he can still want to play. Always I said to the players and Kevin as well, so if you still had the desire and hungry to play. Because when it's over, it's over. You know, but I still enjoy every morning, wake up in the morning, go to training and go to play and be happy for the, you know, the nervous and the tension of that. You have to.
Set the bag of 10,000 Saturday evening. Someone to start, please. Yeah.